Madison is on the move. This year was defined by momentum, by planning for the future, responding in moments of challenge, and continuing the work of building a city that is clean, safe, and beautiful for everyone who calls it home. That momentum was guided by steady leadership. This year, Mayor Bob Courtney received the Sagamore of the Wabash Award, one of Indiana's highest honors, along with the Indiana City Leadership Executive designation through the Mayor's Institute. These recognitions reflect decades of service and a clear vision for Madison's future. That same leadership helped turn long-standing ideas into action. One of the most meaningful was the launch of the Jefferson County Jail Chemical Addiction Program, an initiative Mayor Courtney persistently championed to support recovery, reduce recidivism, and strengthen public safety. This year, the program celebrated its first graduates, making a powerful step forward for individuals and our community. Momentum doesn't pause for challenges. Winter storms and extreme cold were followed by heavy rains and river flooding. Each time, city crews, volunteers, and residents stepped up, keeping roads open, restoring our parks, and protecting the places we share. Even in those moments, Madison kept planning ahead. The city advanced major initiatives focused on stormwater management, sidewalks and accessibility, housing, and economic development, ensuring growth remains thoughtful, resilient, and sustainable. City operations move forward as well, with improvements to trash and recycling services, stronger interlocal partnerships, and responsible funding strategies to support our essential services. Along our riverfront, Crystal Beach returned stronger than ever. After flood recovery efforts, families once again filled the pool, and the restored facility earned multiple state and national awards, honoring its historic significance and renewed purpose. Downtown continued to build momentum with the reopening of the Main Street Comfort Station as a satellite visitor center, the launch of the Re-Envision Main Street project, and new pavement improving safety and accessibility through the historic corridor. New housing broke ground, new businesses opened their doors, and parks welcomed families. And construction began on the Madison-Hanover Connector Trail, creating new connections between downtown, the West End, and Clifty Falls State Park. Throughout the year, we honored veterans, first responders, business owners, and community leaders, because Madison's success is built on its people. Madison is on the move, not by chance, but by choice, moving forward together with pride in our past and excitement for what's ahead.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Mindy McGee. I'm Director of Finance for the city, and I just wanted to thank you all for coming out tonight. It's truly appreciated that you'll come out and attend the State of the City address. As always, we want to start the evening off with a pledge of allegiance, and I wanted to welcome some very special leaders to do that for us. These are the Mayor's Eagle from the Lydia Middleton Elementary School, led by their president, Catherine Solchanik.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wonder how that happens.
All right, I have some very special thank yous to do here for some folks who make a long trip to come down for things like this. With Governor Braun's office, Roger Howard is here to represent. Thank you. And Congresswoman Erin Hausham's office, Jonathan Pierce, has joined us tonight. Thank you, Jonathan. Melissa Acton with Senator Todd Young's office. Thank you. And I saw Chris Crabtree here representing Senator Jim Banks. Thank you, Chris. Also, I saw Clint Lamb here from the AIM organization, so thank you, Clint, for making this work. And just a few more, a little close to home. I wanted to recognize Shirley Brynierson, who's our clerk treasurer for the city. For Common Council, your representatives that are here, President Jim Bartlett. Carla Krebs is here. Thank you, Carla. Lucy Bisola. And Joel Storm. This one probably should have been first. It's a really important one. But if you work for the city and you're a member of city staff, would you please stand? They're all standing already in the back. And if you are appointed to a city board, would you please stand? Thank you. And I know there are some county elected officials here. Would you please stand? Thank you. That is the majority of the room that is involved in some way in the operation of the city. So thank you to everyone. All right, I am going to turn it back over to the Mayor's Eagles for just a second. I want to introduce the Vice President, Charlotte Stevens, and the President, Catherine Solchanik, to make some introductions.
Please help us welcome two leaders who are making a difference in our community. First, Trevor Crafton. Trevor graduated from Southwestern High School and earned his master's degree from Indiana University. After working in Florida selling real estate, he returned to Madison for a visit and met his future wife, Sarah. He moved back in 2007, married Sarah in 2008, and together they have 2 children. Today, Trevor owns a local business with his brother called Crafton Brothers Properties. They buy old, run-down homes and fix them up to make them beautiful again. And now, Mayor Bob Courtney. Mayor Bob and his wife Tammy are proud, lifelong residents of Madison and care deeply about the future of our community. After a successful career in banking and finance, Mayor Bob turned his focus to public service in 2019, working to build a stronger Madison for generations to come. Now serving his 2nd term, he remains committed to enhancing quality of life across our city. From playgrounds and parks to swimming pools, sidewalks, and roads, improvements are happening all around us. And as a proud 4th grader, I can confidently say Madison is on the move.
Thank you.
Tammy, will you please not text me during the thing so that I know if I'm sitting crooked or if you want me to say something, just shout it out.
Testing. I think we're ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking your time to be here this evening on this beautiful venue, Fairfield Marriott, downtown historic Madison, Indiana. Thank you for those people that have put in effort and time to create this evening, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of this.
Oh, thank you, Trevor. We enjoyed it last year, and we wanted you to come back for the sequel.
Well, I appreciate that. Hey, you know, what a time to be alive here in Madison, Indiana. I'm not referring to Indiana University winning the national championship January 19th, 2026. in Miami, Florida against the Miami Hurricanes. Final score 27-21. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about walking downtown Madison on the hilltop, talking to business owners and seeing businesses flourish. I'm talking about tourism thriving here in Jefferson County. We're in a unique time, in a unique space, being able to see the future be built in real time. I'm glad to be a part of that. I'm glad to be a part of having an opportunity to speak with you. And you had said a number of times that 2025, Mayor, was a time for planning, and 2026 will be an execution year. Well, when you take a look at your planning year, you've got Sunrise Crossing, affordable housing, you've got Comfort Station, you've got phase 1 of the Madison Hanover Connector Trail, which improves outdoor recreation. You're talking about re-envisioning Main Street. You're talking about Clifty Drive, modernizing stormwater, and probably one of the number one things of improvement, according to my 16-year-old son, would probably be the opening of Zaxby's.
Everybody loves Zaxby's.
So it certainly sounds like an execution year instead of a planning year. But, referring to your planning year, when there's so many visible things that happen, please summarize to us, Mayor, the work that's not visible. The stuff just behind the scenes, if you would.
Well, you highlighted a number of things, and would just say that that's what progress looks like, right, folks? I mean, you can drive around town and visibly see transformation of spaces that we want to utilize in a different way or in a better way. And it's all about making those spaces better for our community. But there was a lot of planning that was happening while we were implementing at the same time. Every year builds upon the prior year. There's a lot of planning, and then there's execution. There's always that layered approach. But while we were doing all the things that you mentioned and so much more, some of the bigger planning initiatives included, planning and zoning, for example, stormwater management, personnel policies, things that have not been dusted off for sometimes 20 or 30 years, housing initiatives, even the way we collect solid waste and recycling had to go through some form of transformation. Last year, we started 15 initiatives on the planning side while we were doing hundreds of millions of dollars of new investment.
How many did you finish out of 15?
Take a guess.
13.
Oh, close. We finished 12 of them. These were high-level initiatives that brings new solutions to chronic problems. That's what we try to do. And the 3 that we didn't finish were very important. By the time they're finished, we'll take us, we'll have spent probably a couple of years on doing them. One was the Unified Development Ordinance. The other one is our personnel handbook that hasn't been updated. And then, I can't recall the third one actually.
That's okay.
But we'll have it all done by the end of this quarter. And then we'll start a whole new batch of planning initiatives. And I think this year I'm going to give my team a little bit of a break. Instead of doing 15, we may only do 10. But we have hundreds of millions of dollars of new investment that is happening. A lot of it's getting started in 2026. And boy, look out the next couple of years. We've been talking for several years now what a renaissance we're experiencing. And I hope you feel it like I do, that momentum. Invisibly. And then also want to mention too is that we were finishing up a big project last year from the prior year, and that was a $13 million water improvement project. So we're building capacity, we're building momentum, and focusing on quality of life for our residents.
Thank you so much. Talking about planning of 2025, just the new ordinances and updated policies that you put in to better manage stormwater, reduce flooding risks, and obviously focus on strengthening nuisance enforcement. How have those changes improved the ability to protect our neighborhoods?
What I love about Madison now, because of those policies, particularly blight elimination, fighting nuisances, creating abatement plans for vacant and abandoned properties, focusing on public safety. What I love about the impact of that is wherever you go, whatever block you're walking down, number one, you're safe. And that's because of the guys sitting back or standing back there. So let's give our police officers a round of applause. Looking around the room to see if we have any Madison Fire Department people here. Code compliance, building inspector. It takes a lot for our community to be safe. But what I was getting at is walk anywhere. Number one, you're safe. And number two, you're going to discover something new. And I've lived here my entire life, and I'm still discovering Madison, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to experience it with my family, and Tammy and my daughter Lindsay's here, my sister Tony and her husband are here as well. It's great to be able to experience it. It's great to have a role in shaping it for the future, and you just discover new things everywhere you go.
You absolutely do. In the spirit of public safety, let's tap into that a little bit, expound more on it. You know, public safety, I believe, is one of the main reasons we live here. We feel safe. We actually may take it for granted, and I understand it's a heck of a lot more complex than just dialing 911. What were the biggest, if you could look back, what were the biggest public safety wins in 2025, and how will those efforts expand into 2026, Mayor?
Well, public safety is the foundation of any successful community. If you're going to thrive, you got to be safe. And you have to attack it in multiple ways. But definitely police and fire. I mean, these guys dedicate their lives to making sure that our community is safe. And you would be surprised, maybe not, but between our police and fire, they're answering over 13,000 calls a year. I mean, I think that's enormous, the number of calls that they have to handle with actually very small amount of personnel. But the thing that shapes our effectiveness is use of technology, buying top-notch equipment, training, education, and making sure that our professional firefighters, our professional police officers are fully equipped. But safety goes beyond the police and the fire. We know that they're always there. Our dispatchers, our sheriff's department, our state police, everybody that's here, DNR that's here, helping our community. We know they're going to be on the other end of that call. We want them to be the person that answers the phone on probably is one of our worst days. But it also goes beyond that, and that is why we're working so hard on vacant abandoned and nuisances, sidewalks, crosswalks, road safety, things, ADA accessibility. I'm tremendously proud of our record on accessibility and how we're pushing forward on making sure that our ADA and sidewalk asset management plans helps people of all abilities get around our beautiful community. There's still a lot of work left to do, but if I sound like a broken record from the first time I did a State of the City back in 2020, it is this: you've got to be willing and prepared and have a plan to make investment. When you collect data, when you assemble that into some form of a plan, you build a consensus, and then you take action, and you have people like our council, our county government, our relationships from all forms of government cheering us on. They want Madison to succeed. And that's what I think is a beautiful thing, and we're willing to make that investment, and more to come.
Let's give those first responders a round of applause. Let's take a look at parks. Madison has over 28 plus parks in the city limits, which makes Madison have the most parks per capita in the entire state of Indiana. That's a lot of maintenance. That's a lot of green space. That's a lot of outdoors. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of improvement, and yes, that's a lot of money. Thank you right now for tackling the restoration of Crystal Beach. It's just one of the staples of quality of life here in Madison, Indiana. And so I just want you to expound on, tell us more about the planning of 2025 of Welch Park and Kiwanis, Bicentennial, John Paul Park, and one of the ones that I hold dear to my heart, which is Rucker Sports Complex. What can the residents of Madison and Jefferson County look forward to, Mayor, in 2026?
More, simply. And, parks is crucial, like we talked about public safety, crucial to the quality of life. And, raise your hand if you want to love where you live. And if you love where you live, other people are going to want to come here and live too. And we're a very people-focused administration, and everything is driven by more people. our economy, the health of our small business, the health of our school system, the health of our health care, health of our government. It's driven by people. And we have to offer what people want. And what people want is a high quality of life. And I think we have an exceptional quality of life, one of the best in the world. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. And I'm really proud of our track record on parks. You know, Madison used to have, I think, the reputation of having more bars per capita than any other town in the state. That may still be true because we are a burgeoning entertainment district, and you know, the Madison music movement, for example, is certainly helping shepherd that, as well as all of our tourism growth. But parks is where it's at. And I can tell you, there's probably not a day that goes by where I'm not at one of the parks. I'm on Heritage Trail a lot. I'm on the riverfront a lot. I'm down Main Street a lot. And you know, Madison's never been in a better position to have more trails, more sidewalks to explore, more parks. You can golf, you can go camping. Just walk down Vaughn Drive. Last year we had 2.5 million people visit our riverfront. See here, what's our population? Not quite 13,000. 2.5 million people visited our riverfront. If you went from the East End, you'd go to the campground. This is a great example of a public-private partnership that is supporting tourism. We've got the super overlook that the Riverfront Development Committee's been working on, and we're going to finish that this year. The new Legacy Park, the amphitheater that we're constructing, the renovated Crystal Beach, for example. I mean, award-winning Crystal Beach. You keep walking down, you have beautiful architecture. The trailhead for the Great American Discovery Trail that's leading into the Heritage Trail, and now the new connector trail is going to take you from Main Street to Clifty Falls State Park, back to the river, onto the hilltop. There is not an area of town that we're not exploring. How do we connect people to places? And when you have a connection to your community, then you're going to be investing in it. And so, you know, I want to thank my council and our Parks Commission and the community, because they've really supported our investment in parks. Between 2021 and 2025, I think we made around $15 million of new park investments. We have 2 park investments that are happening right now as we speak. That's Welch Park, Bicentennial Park. We're adding a third, which is revitalization of Kiwanis Park. We've got $1 billion riverfront with the best views, and of course we're going to have housing down here. And then in the next 2.5 years, in a couple of months, we're going to be launching a very ambitious initiative to do another round of park investments, and within about 6 or 7 years, we will have made about $60 million in the people of Madison through investment in parks.
I love it. I love it. So, you know, I'm looking around the room. It's full of leaders. It's full of people that have been sitting here reasonably. We've invested millions of dollars into this infrastructure, and I think that we can at least invest 20 seconds into being kind and create a little blood flow. If everybody would just please stand up, look to your left, look to your right, thank the person for being here, and just say hello, get some oxygen going in your blood, get some blood flow. Go right ahead, stand up.
I'll stand up too.
Just say hello to your friends.
It's a 7th inning stretch.
We're in the Midwest.
I know that.
I see some hugging going on.
Hey there. Hi, nice to see you.
All right, let's go ahead and sit back down.
This isn't
church. This isn't church. Well, now that we're fully funded and fully oxygenated, let's get back to the task at hand here. Thank you all for doing that. Just get a little blood flow. There's nothing wrong with it. Say hello to your neighbor. We're in the Midwest. So, you know, being the mayor, what a thankless job.
You want it?
Not yet. It comes with the territory, you know. I recently shared with my son about leadership. and he and I had a nice discussion, and I wanted to show him a card that my dad had written in his handwriting, a 3x5 card, that just simply said, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I feel that, Mayor, you do a good job with that. I feel like I appreciate the thick skin that you have. Thank you for doing the things that you feel that are important. When it's all said and done, you will be remembered, and I appreciate that. Really.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate those kind remarks, and I'll just say that every day I wake up with gratitude. Not that this isn't a hard job. It's, I think, one of the hardest jobs on earth. It's certainly the hardest job I've had in my life. And when I was in banking, you know, my job was to generate about $1 billion worth of business a year across the country. I thought that was pretty hard. But, you know, going to the Mayor's Eagles at Liddy Milton and staring down a fourth grader and being asked questions that you may not know the answers to, that's pretty hard too. But I wake up every day with gratitude and thank everybody who's taking their time out of their evening. You all have choices of where you could be. You're choosing to be here with us to learn about what's going on in our community, and it's because you care. And we have just tremendous talent in our community, and I'm grateful to be part of it for a time.
Well, it leads me into question of housing. You know, with the demand for growth, your PACE program, you know, new development initiatives, you know, the housing, you know, analysis. You know, tell us about housing supply and its affordability, if you would.
Well, and I'll make this point too, that if you're not building housing, you're dormant. You just are. You know, I don't know if you read the Jefferson County Health Department statistics or not, but about the same amount of people are dying in Madison or Jefferson County that are being born. So we have to change that equation, which is we've got to get people to move here. And we talked earlier about how people drive our economy. They drive the support of all the things we want to enjoy in a community. We've got to have more people. But if you're not building housing, you're dormant. And Madison went through a stage of significant dormancy for decades. Half a century downtown since the last major housing has been built. 40 years on the hilltop since the last major housing has been built. Tell me how you grow and sustain a community and make a community resilient if people are dying. What we want to do is make sure they're dying to move here, right? That they want to have a life here. And so to do that,
pretty good slogan. That's a pretty good slogan.
Well, you got to make sure you're planning for it too. The other thing I'll mention as a comment on housing is that the rearview mirror is easy to look backwards and say, look where Madison's been, look where we are. The harder thing is to be predictive in nature. Get the data, drive it, analyze it, and figure out where we're going. And I can tell you 100% where we are going is extremely positive, but we've got to make sure that there's places and housing options for people to live when they're here. And that's why our housing strategy is three-dimensional. We started with affordability first. Our partnership with Habitat for Humanity and this subdivision up on the hilltop, Clifty Woods, you know, brings housing options to someone that has been locked out of the marketplace.
And if you don't mind, I was the president of Habitat for Humanity when you and Tony initiated that, and it brought me some of the greatest joy of my life, to be honest with you, just to see a single mom with a couple kids, and you were a part of that in giving them an opportunity to change the trajectory of rent to ownership, and it changed her entire life. I saw it 2 or 3, 4 times while I was on the board. You initiated that, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome, and you know, thank you, Trevor, for your service too to our community. And he's also being very modest, because one of the first things we worked on together was how do we bring Walnut Street back? You guys didn't think I was going to mention Walnut Street, did you? How do we bring Walnut Street back? And it was
Did you grow up on Walnut Street?
I kind of grew up on Walnut Street. Oh yeah, I terrorized that neighborhood for a long time. I'm surprised I'm still allowed in Madison, but I'm grateful. But our housing options have to be very multidimensional. And we talked about the affordability, and the next step that we took was You know, the affordable housing that's being built at Sunrise Crossing is part of that $55 million development. Remember, for 20 years, that area sat blighted and vacant. It became used in a way that we didn't want. It wasn't contributing to our local economy. It wasn't contributing to housing. Now you have more housing options, you have more shopping options, you have more dining options, you have more employment options, you got more healthcare options, more education options. I couldn't be prouder of where we're heading because we are building a smart community that people want to live in. So the affordable housing piece is extremely important. I'm very proud of our PACE program. We supersized that. We made that a very investor-centric program that also focused on preservation and rehabilitation. So people could stay in their homes, but if you have a vacant and abandoned home or you wanted to sell your home, there was an investor to do that to fix that property up too. This year in 2026, we'll have $1 million dedicated through our PACE and the Paul Brune. And then if we're successful getting the owner-occupied rehab grant from Okra that we've applied for, we'll have $1 million in 2026 dedicated to preservation and rehabilitation. And 2/3 of that money is going to go to low to moderate income households to stay in their homes, to fix up their homes, so that they, just like the young ladies who bought the house up at Habitat, they can also enjoy wealth creation through home ownership. That's one of the biggest drivers of economic opportunity. And so we're doing that on the affordability side, and then we'll take that $1 million and we'll turn it into $4 million. We've done that over and over again. We'll take $10 million, turn it into $100 million. We'll take 100, turn it into 200, $300 million. It's the power of multiplying and leveraging your resources, and it's going to be successful. And then downtown, it's been a half a century since we built downtown. We're going to focus on infill housing, preservation, rehabilitation, and a new housing development on Madison's riverfronts coming to Madison. So that is all going to contribute to driving our local economy. And I keep coming back to the fact that we need people. We need people here for Madison to be a thriving, successful community. And I can tell you too, if we don't do it, that capital is going to go to the community that is welcoming investors and developers. And I've seen some pretty ugly things in our community with regards to investment. We're going to overcome those obstacles. Hopefully we're going to turn those into wins. But there is a lot of capital out there, and we want it to be in Madison, Indiana, so that we can enjoy our quality of life and welcome new Madisonians who will move here by choice. We're here by choice. We want Madisonians by choice too.
Thank you for moving the needle. I want to talk about infrastructure and fiscal planning are obviously essential to economic success. You and your team had opportunity to plan and how to strengthen Madison's financial position in 2025. Talk to us about these new 2026 initiatives, these new opportunities.
Well, the three primary focuses for us is going to be housing, infrastructure, and placemaking. Those are the drivers. I think those are the three pillars. And you know, we talk a lot about clean, safe, and beautiful. Those are more than just three words for us. Those are our mission statement. And under that mission statement, you've got pillars and initiatives. And it goes into the dozens when you really start getting granular about how do you execute. Many of these initiatives take years. The Madison Main Street initiative, we're finally in the construction phase. It took 5 years to get to the construction phase. By the time the new Main Street is done, which is basically from the top of Hanover Hill to Jefferson Street, 15 years will be invested in that and about $25 million. We've got to continue to build capacity. We love our community. It's an older community. It's something that we're very proud of our heritage, but we have to keep investing in it and making the old new and write that next chapter for the largest contiguous historic district in the country. But it's through capacity building. And I mentioned the utility project. That was a $13 million project. We had updated a lot of things that hadn't been touched since the 1950s. We added fire protection in there, equipment for solid waste and recycling. That's part of infrastructure. Safer crosswalks, modernizing signals so that people of all abilities can safely get across the street. How novel is that? But it takes investment. It's amazing, and I'll be the first to say, it's amazing how quick 25 or 30 years passes by too. We're all busy, and I'm fortunate and blessed to work with a community that is investment minded. There's never been a more qualified, professional city staff assembled at one time. And I think that's why we're doing so many great things, because with those partnerships and these teams are leading those initiatives and making a difference in every neighborhood all across our community.
Absolutely. Mayor, closing out this evening.
Thanks. Is it earlier?
Yep. 41. IU plays at 7, I think.
I know we all want to get home for. Oh wow. Okay. Can I recruit someone else? Kyle, can you come up and finish this one?
So closing out this evening, I'd like for you to share with us 2 personal achievements that you worked on in 2025. One of which I know you hold dear to your heart, which is the Jefferson County Jail Chemical Addiction Program. Obviously, the other one is probably Regatta. Talk to us about those achievements and share that with us.
Well, thank you for asking that question. By my watch, I have 20 minutes to answer it. I'm going to take all 25. No, but I also want to mention the fact, too, that about our heritage and about our placemaking, and a lot of our placemaking is about making Madison beautiful. And everywhere you go, there's an opportunity to make it beautiful, and people want to live in a community that makes them feel good. When I go down the street or the trail or the hilltop or the ballpark or the gym, it feels good. The Brown Gym celebrated 100 years last year. 100 years. The 1950 Madison Cubs team celebrated 75 years of being the first to, I know it's chronicled in the movie Hoosiers, but they won the state basketball championship in 1950. We need to honor them by making sure we're investing in the Brown Gym, Rucker Sports Complex, all the work that the leaders that came before us, we're standing on their shoulders, and they're counting on us. They're counting on us not to quit. And there's no quitter in me, there's no quitter in you. We're going to find new ways to bring new solutions. But getting back to those couple things, the JCAP program was really important to me, Jail Chemical Addiction Program. Started working on that in 2019, and it takes a lot of partnerships. My partnerships with Dave Brammer. Dave was with the commissioners, was beside me all the way on that. It took a while. It's tough to build those types of things, particularly when you're building a brand new jail facility too. But we were envisioning that facility to be more than just a way to incarcerate people. We know that you can't incarcerate a community out of a problem. So you have to bring solutions, and one of those solutions was the Jail Chemical Addiction Program. Very proud of it. Wouldn't have happened without the help of so many people. JRAC, David Sutter, our prosecutor, Sheriff Ben Flint, so many people were involved in that. But we're giving people a second chance. We're creating opportunity. And when someone is given an opportunity and they put the work behind it, that's a great equalizer in life. They're going to have a second chance to reunite with their families. They're going to have another chance to be a homeowner, a business owner, a productive person of our community. I've heard testimony after testimony. People have gone through those trials and tribulations. And because of support programs like JCAP and all the recovery assistance that we are offering in our community, they're now very successful working at Grody or VSG or Massive Precision Products, and they deserve a second chance. Don't you agree? They deserve opportunity too, so we're committed to that. The other thing is, and I'm glad Kyle Vibes is here too, because if you look around the room, there's a lot of young leaders here. Let's give our young leaders a round of applause too. Trevor and Kyle and others that are here. That's our future. And in 2024, I've had a couple of instances in my time as mayor that I'll never forget. One was June 18th, 2021, and that was the flash flood of Walnut Street. And we've been working on that ever since. We have a phenomenal stormwater mitigation plan that we're about to adopt. Congresswoman Houchin was here last week announcing a $1 million grant. We're bringing about $2.5 million to that Walnut Street corridor as a down payment down payment on making that community more resilient against the flash flooding that's been plaguing it for the last 100 years. But getting back to it, the second thing to close with is it's our heritage. And there's nothing that symbolizes Madison's grit and determination more than Miss Madison. Do you agree? I hope everybody here has seen the movie Madison. I personally was on the banks of the Ohio in 1971 when Jim McCormick won the Gold Cup. And guess what? In 2026, the Gold Cup is coming back to Madison, Indiana. Miss Madison is running for the second year under our new leadership and the new boat. It's got a shot to be the underdog champion of the world famous Gold Cup, right, Kyle? But Miss Madison, I don't know if you guys were able to go to the regatta. The regatta just gets better and better every year because of Kyle and his team. Thank you for all the work on bringing that major tourism and music event to Madison. But Miss Madison was it was a heartwarming experience to be on the riverfront again and be with people that have been going to watch the regatta for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It really meant something to this community to have Miss Madison racing on that water again. And so because of Kyle and Tony and Andrew and Kyle's dad Tim, that we make up the core of the Miss Madison Inc., Miss Madison was on her back. And we put together a plan. We went out and raised money. We fought our way back. And with more grit and determination, I think, again, that represents Madison's future. And come see Miss Madison race this summer, too, and celebrate the 250th anniversary of our beautiful country with us as well. Woo!
Mayor, thank you for your leadership. And thank you all for being a part of this beautiful community. Mayor, I'd like to turn it over to you for any final remarks, and then something that I appreciate about Bob Courtney here is when he and I were talking this afternoon, he said, hey, as long as I have to stay, it's okay. I look forward to speaking with anybody that wants to come up after the program and have a conversation with him. I just find that to be a testament to your leadership. So any final remarks? Go right ahead, sir.
I'll stay as long as people have questions, and because I will not be short on words to support Madison, Indiana, Jefferson County, the state of Indiana. And I can't emphasize enough how important relationships are. And we're building a network across our community of phenomenal relationships. And when I say relationships, we're talking about the local government, City of Madison, the region, the state of Indiana, our federal government. And I just mentioned before, there's so many people rooting for us. And I'll close with this, and that is, we are growing. In the last few years, we mentioned the tens of millions of dollars of new investments just in parks alone. We've had hundreds of millions of dollars of new investment by businesses in Madison. Well, much of that investment could have went anywhere, but they're saying, no, we want to invest in Madison. We've created over 1,100 jobs in the last 5 years in Madison, Indiana. There are thousands of people commuting from a region to get to Madison to work here. Just think if we had a few more housing options, we'd make them Madisonians too. Once you get here, you don't want to leave. I talk to people all the time who are visiting Madison. They love it here. They talk about how friendly we are, how much we focus on our heritage and our preservation. They know that we're great caretakers for our past, but we're leaning into the future. And that's hopefully what you take away from me and my staff, is that we're leaning into it, and there's a tremendous amount of opportunity on the horizon for Madison, Indiana. Thank you all for being here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Bob Courtney.